Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to track your users' log on and log off times in Microsoft Access. Today's question comes from Jason in Fort Payne, Alabama, one of my Platinum members. Jason says, I need an easy way to be able to track what time each user starts their database every morning and what time they leave to go home at night. We've got a time clock, but nobody uses it. I figure at least this way I can tell when they start working on their computers. Everyone needs the customer database. LOL. I wouldn't say LOL to this, Jason. I'd say, hey, employees, use the time clock. I used to have employees myself back in the 90s when I used to sell computer stuff, and I had service techs and stuff running around. And they would never use the time clock either. So I started clocking when they logged on in the morning on their computers. And even then, half the time, they would come in, log on, and then go take a break and, sleep in the break room. I don't know. Anyways, this seems like it's more of a human resources problem than a computer problem. But I get it. You want to be able to track when they start the database and when they shut it down in the afternoon. So let me show you how to do it. First things first, there are two prerequisites for this video. You need to know what an append query is. That's where you take data and add it onto the end of a table automatically. We're going to do that with the logon record and then a log off record into a log table. So if you don't know what append queries are, go watch that video first on append queries. I'll put a link down in the links section down below the video in the description. Click on that. Go watch it. Also, you're going to need to know Intro to VBA. This requires a teeny tiny bit of VBA. Don't be scared of it. VBA is very easy to use. I try to make these tech help videos without programming for those of you who don't know VBA, but I'm really pushing you to try and learn some VBA. Yeah, you could do this with a macro, but if you're going to go through the hassle of learning macros, you might as well learn a tiny bit of VBA. So don't be scared. Go watch Intro to VBA. It's a nice short video. It teaches you all the basics, everything you need to know. So go watch that and then come back here and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so here I am in my Tech Help free template. This is a free download from my website. If you want to go grab a copy, go ahead. I'll put a link down below in the links section as well. So the first thing we're going to do is create a log table. All right, so let's go to Create, Table Design. This will be a table that will track the logons and the log-offs, and you can use it to track any action in the database that you want. You want to track when they open up the customer form or the contact form or put an order in. You can put anything you want in here. I cover all that in my security seminar, which I'll talk about later. But let's start off with a log ID. That'll be our auto number. Then we'll have a timestamp, what time it happened. That'll be a date time. And I'll put in the default value down here equals now. Just like that, equals now. And then open, close parentheses. Okay. Let's come up here. We'll put a username in here so we know what user that is, short text. And then we'll put an event. And that'll also be short text. That'll be something like, the event will be like logged on, logged off, and that kind of stuff. So we got the time it happened, who it was, and what the event is. Let's save that as my log T. And then we'll say yes here. That will just set up the log ID as our auto number. All right, let's go ahead and close that. Now what I'm going to do is every time the user opens up the main menu, basically this is my startup form, right? And if you don't know how to set the startup form, go watch the video where I create the Tech Help free template. I set up a main menu and create this as the startup form. It's in your settings. But when this form starts up, all right, I'm going to log the user on, and when this form closes, I'm going to log the user off. Now I'm not going to go through getting like super intense security with like usernames and passwords and all that stuff. I do cover that in my security seminar. But for today, we're going to get a simple username. Now, there's a couple ways you can do it. I'm going to turn this field here that I have, which I have the date and time in. I'm going to turn this into the username field. Okay, so let's open up the properties for this guy. Get rid of that now that's in there and change the name to username. Okay. Now, you can hard code a name in here if you want to. Just go to Data, Default Value, or put it right in here in the, where is it? In the control source property. You can put in here like Rick, like that, equals, quote, Rick. Okay? If you want to do it that way, and you want to distribute a custom front end to each of your users, make an ACCDE file, right? Split your database. That's fine. You could do it that way. What I like to do something kind of simple. Since everybody on your network has a unique computer name, I like to make a username for access that's a combination of the computer name and the name they logged on. That way you're almost guaranteed to get a unique username for everybody. Here's how you do it. It's real simple. So we're going to go into the properties for the form, go to events, and find the onload property, and hit the ... button. All right, pick the code builder. Your VBA editor will open up. There's mine. I'm going to slide it into view here, and I'm going to turn off the Project Explorer. That's okay. We don't need all that. All right. So this puts us in the form load event, which is right there. This is what happens when the form opens up. There's form open, there's form load. Don't worry about exactly when each runs. They're slightly different, but they both do the same thing pretty much. Okay, so here we're going to figure out the username based on the Windows environment variables. Okay, it's not super high-tech computer secure. All right, hackers can easily get around this, but assuming that your office users are not computer experts, right? Their username is going to be equal to environ. That's an environment variable. What are we looking for? Computer name and like a dot or a dash or whatever you want to put between them, and environ, and then username. What does that do? That goes out to Windows, and that says, tell me, hey, Windows, tell me the name of this computer, and tell me the user that's logged on to this computer. I like to do a combination of the two of them because you could have Joe logged on a different workstation. You want to know where he is, and also you might have multiple people on a particular computer. Okay, so this, and you could theoretically have, two different computers with the same username logged on. If you got two different Joes working in the office, but one's on the computer, workstation 14, the other's on workstation 8. I don't know. This usually gives you a unique, it tells you who it is and where they are. Save this. And if you close the main menu now and open it back up again, look at my username. My computer name is Spock, and my Windows logon name is Amaker. It's short for Amacron. I didn't bother setting it up when I configured the computer, and I just left it. So that's okay. But that is correct. How do you find that? Well, if you open up a command prompt, the good old-fashioned Windows DOS prompt, remember that? Type in the word set, and there's all kinds of environment variables in Windows. You can grab all these with the environment command that I just showed you. Right, the home path, the home drive, where C users Amacron, that's this user's folder. The user's app data, right, the logon server. How many processors you got? What else can you see on here? Right, system root, where is Windows installed? My temp directory. Okay, but right there is user domain, user name. Okay, where is the computer name is up here, Spock. Okay, so you can grab any of these variables you want. Can users change them? Yeah, most don't know how though. So again, if you want super high security, get my security seminar. But this is good enough. This is good enough for most people and most offices. Okay, so now that we know the username, all right, and we obviously know the time, let's make two append queries to say, okay, when this form opens, run an append query to insert a record into that log table telling the database, okay, Spock Amacron just logged on. All right, how do we do that? Well, you know how to make append queries. Now, in my append query video and in my basic classes, I teach that with an append query, you take some data from one table and append it onto another one. But you don't need to pull data from a table to put it in another table. You can just insert one record at a time with an append query. Here's how you do it. Create, query design. All right, close the property sheet. We don't need the add tables. We're not adding any tables to this query. We're going to turn it right into an append query. And we're going to pick our log T as the table that we're going to be appending into. Hit OK. Now, for the first field, we're going to put in there the username. What is the username? Well, that's found on Forms, Main Menu, Username. It's in that box in the main menu. Okay? And if you don't know what this is, Forms, Main Menu, Username, go watch my form name video, how to get a value from an open form. Probably should have put that on the prerequisite list, huh? All right, there's two more videos for you to watch. Getting a value from an open form, which is the form name video, and concatenation. That's where you put two string values together. That's what I did with the with this guy right here. That's string concatenation with the little ampersand there. All right, so go watch those videos too if you don't know what that stuff is. I got lots of videos, and as the tech help goes on, I think I just passed 200 tech help videos. I got so many videos for free on my website on YouTube. Check them out, and of course, members get lots more from the extended cuts too. Okay, so we're back here. Now, I'm going to create a field called username which is equal to the username on that form, I'm going to append it to what field? The username field. Okay? Then here's all the fields right there. Log ID is an auto number. We don't have to worry about that. Timestamp is set in the table with a default value. We don't have to worry about that. We just need username and event. What's the event going to be? Right over here. All right? We're going to make a field called event, and we're going to make it set to log on, just like that. Whoops, no for. Log on. We're going to append that into event. So every time I run this query, it's going to make one record, which is going to be the username and the event. All right, save this. This will be my log on queue. Okay, now, while we're at it, real simple, let's copy and paste this guy. Copy, paste, Control-C, Control-V, log off queue. It'll be very similar. Watch this. Right-click, design view, log off. See? Save that. There you go. Log on, log off. Now, we already fire the log on event. Notice right now our table is empty. Okay, there's a blank in there with a timestamp. Okay, let me move this so you can see it. We finally get values in there. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. I personally hate this little click to add field on the end over here. I don't like that at all. I think if you're going to add fields, go into the design view. Okay, now I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open it up again. Watch this. I'm going to come down here and open up main menu. Okay, I'm logged on. Watch this. Look in your log table. Nothing in there. Why? Well, I made the queries, but I didn't trigger them. All right, save changes, yes. I didn't run them. Watch this. If I double click on here to run this manually, double click. All right. Did I not name the field? Let's see here. Hold on. Username. No, okay. Open it up. Forms, main menu. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Now, I left this mistake in the video because I want to point this out. I would say 90% of all times that people email me and say, this isn't working right, it keeps popping up, enter parameter value. What's the problem? You got something spelled wrong. 99% of the time. Anytime you see enter parameter value and you're not expecting it, something spelled wrong. And can you see it? See what I did? I forgot the F. It's main menu F. In fact, I've got a whole video on enter parameter value and why it comes up. I'll put that down in the link section too. Go watch it. But I made a classic mistake. So design, I'm going to leave this in the video for you guys to see. It's forms, main menu, F. See? Forms, main menu, F. Design view on this one too because I copied it. Copied the error. Whenever you see enter parameter value and you're not expecting it, just like if the main menu was closed and I try to run this, I'm still going to get it because it can't find that value, right? You have to make sure that this is open, okay? And then when I run this, the append query runs in the background. Nothing appears to happen, but there's my data. That's down the table. Okay, so before I goofed, let's go back to what I was saying originally. I have to trigger this query to run when this form opens. So let's go back into that form load event, properties, events, onload, ... Right after this, we're going to run the query. All right, it's do command, open query, log on queue. Now, if you don't have warnings turned off for action queries, then you're going to get those prompts every time this runs. All right, where it says, you're about to run an action query. Do you want to, you're about to append one record, right? You can turn them off on a system level by going into File Options, I believe it's under Client Settings, and then right here, Confirm Action Queries. I have it turned off. I don't want to be notified every time an action query runs because I rely on them all over my database for doing stuff like this. But if you're going to be distributing this database to other people, and I assume you are, which is why you want to track people logging on and off, you can't rely on this because then you're going to have to go around to everybody's workstations and turn this off. So we can turn it off right inside of code with the do command .set warnings command. We're going to set warnings false. And then right away, we're going to turn them back on again. You want those warnings on generally. That turns off all system warnings. Okay, not just the action queries, all of them. So you want those on because it'll also turn off delete confirmations. If someone accidentally hits delete and they're going to delete a customer, they won't get a warning message. All right, so we're going to turn warnings off. Then we're going to run our query so we don't get pestered with that. Then we're going to turn them right back on again. Okay, so there we go. 4 lines of code to do that. They could get away with 2, but we'll say it's 4. Okay. Save it. Come back over here. Let's close the main menu and open it up again. Boop. And let's check our table. There we go. We got 2 logons. Okay. Now, the log off event is going to happen when this form closes. That will also get triggered if they shut the database down too. Whenever this form closes, all right, so we're going to go, we got on load, we're going to look for on unload. You can also put it in on close. I like on unload because on unload can be canceled. There it is. We're not going to cover that right now, but there's a cancel option. So you could say, you could check the value in some field and say, oh, you typed in something that's not valid. You got to do this before you can close the database. But here, we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to copy this block of code, paste it in here. Whoops, get rid of that. And we're just going to change this to log off. Save that. Okay, that will also trigger when you go into design view too. All right, so main menu and close it. Check my log table. And there we go. Log on, log off. Log on, log off. Curly straight. Okay. And the only time you'd really have to worry about this, this is going to give you valid information every time. Like if I close the database, it'll run that too. So if I open this up now, main menu, I'm logged on. If I close the database, right, the log off code should still run. Let's open it up again. Okay, there we go. So it should have logged me on and off, right? There, it logged me off and then back on again when I close the database. The only time you won't get a log off record is if access freezes, for example. Okay, if they, the system locks up or whatever, and then access doesn't properly shut down. So you'll have to still check your time logs. If you see someone was logged on for 29 hours, you'll obviously know that they goofed somewhere. But generally, this is pretty reliable. If you want to learn more, we've got this big table full of log on and log off times. Okay. In the extended cut for members, I'll show you how to calculate the total minutes between these. Even though these are in separate records, I'll show you how to put them together in one query. So you get the log on time and its associated log off time. All right, we'll calculate total minutes, and then from each of those, we can aggregate those together and get the total minutes they were logged on for each day. All right, that'll be in the extended cut. Plus, I'll show you how to get rid of all those queries, the log on query, log off query, and we'll make that into an SQL statement. So we don't have all these extra extraneous queries floating around the database. Plus, you can use it for other things too. That's covered in the extended cut for members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. There's over 200 of them now. It's a good time. Plus, if you really want to learn how to secure your database and you want to set up proper log on with a username and password, I have a Microsoft Access security seminar. Okay? It's over 7 hours long, and it covers everything you need to know to properly lock down your database and secure it from unauthorized use. All right, we can manage the workflow of the database, who's doing what with that log table. Okay, we can control who has access to what things. We'll set up users and groups. You got sales managers, or sales reps, managers, admins, service techs, whatever you want. You'll be able to control what forms, reports, and stuff they can access. All right, I'll show you how to properly encrypt your database. Okay, we'll show how to manage workflow, like when they click on service call completed, it'll log it in that table I showed you. Okay, there's all kinds of good stuff in this. Let's see what else is in here. Oh yeah, separate manager menu, how to lock down the database, encrypt it with a password. Okay, all kinds of stuff. So that is in my security seminar, and I'll put a link to that down below in the link section as well. How do you become a member? Click the join button below the video. After you click the join button, you'll see a list of all the different types of membership levels that are available. Silver members and up will get access to all of the extended cut tech help videos, live video and chat sessions, and more. Gold members get access to a download folder containing all the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus access to my full beginner courses and some of my expert courses. These are the full-length courses found on my website, and not just for Access. I also teach Word, Excel, Visual Basic, ASP, and lots more. But don't worry, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and feel free to post any comments that you have. I do read them all. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Click on the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. You'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted, so if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. Now, if you have not yet tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of building databases with Access. It's over 3 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. And if you like Level 1, Level 2 is just $1. And it's also free for all members of my YouTube channel at any level. Want to have your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page and you can send me your question there. Click here to watch my free Access Beginner Level 1 course, more of my Tech Help videos, or to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching this video from AccessLearningZone.com.